Hello and welcome along to Extra Time as the run keeps on going for Real Madrid. 7 games played in 2014, 7 wins and 7 clean sheets. The latest of which came on Saturday afternoon at the Santiago Bernabeu, a 2-0 win over Granada in La Liga. Joining me in the studio today to look back at that game, Sid Lowe, Dermot Corrigan and Fred Hermel. Sid, it's a pretty impressive run Madrid are on right now.
I think the key really is that rather than run, I'd call it a stroll. One of the things that's been so striking about it is that Madrid looks so comfortable. It's, as you say, it's 7 clean sheets in a row. It's very rarely felt like they were going to concede. We've only seen probably 2 or 3 good saves from Casillas, 2 or 3 good saves from Diego Lopez, because of course the run goes over the cup and the league, and Madrid have looked very comfortable indeed. Bigger tests will come and better teams will come, but for the time being at least, 2014 started really well.
Freddie, on Saturday afternoon, Karim Benzema got on the score sheet, 3rd game in a row that he scored. Pretty impressive from him.
It's boring. It's boring now, you know. I miss inspiration. It was easier for me when Karim was not scoring, when everybody was attacking me and him and me. I had to defend him. Now, to be serious, you know, it's great. It's great. Karim Benzema is. And Carlo Ancelotti said this morning. He has the confidence. This is the most important thing for a striker: to feel his own confidence, to feel the confidence of his coach, and the confidence of all the fans. Do you remember what happened like 3 months or 4 months ago? It was very difficult for Karim Benzema. He had to prove in every single minute that he deserved to be in Real Madrid. Now he's scoring, but I'm sure that Karim Benzema can be 2 or 3 matches without scoring and nobody will say anything about him, because he's important when he's playing and he's important when he's scoring.
Absolutely. Dermot, I guess another facet of this run which makes it all the more impressive is that it's come in January, a really intense period, games every 3 days practically.
Yeah, since the winter break it's just been game after game after game. I think tomorrow the Cup game is going to be the 8th game in 22 days for Madrid, which is, you know, really busy schedule for any club. And Xavi's been doing very well with making the most out of his squad over that run of games. Players have come in and out. You haven't noticed any dip in the team's performances. Even in defence, sometimes you might think if you're moving things around in your defence, you're going to concede goals, but the team has stepped up to every challenge. It's playing really, really well, and Xavi's going to be really, really happy with how things have started so far this year.
OK, let's hear then from the manager, Carlo Ancelotti, who spoke in the post-match press conference.
We were having problems recovering possession in the final third of the pitch during the first half. And that was the reason why we didn't play with the same intensity as we usually do. In the second half, we applied pressure up front, and that's why we were able to win the ball back quicker. The easiest thing for us to do in this game was to attack, and the only problems we had were in the first half. We'll only sleep a little better tonight than we did last weekend. It means that we are continuing to fight. Preparing for every game isn't that simple. And I think from what we saw in the first half, the team isn't physically at 100%. It's not easy to be always playing and always with the same intensity. But all of the players are making sacrifices and they're doing well. Of course, I'd like to enter the record books with Real Madrid. Don't forget that I won 3 cups during the pre-season. Maybe they weren't the most important ones. The most important one has big ears. But seriously, I have to thank all of my players because they have taken on board this idea of recovering possession. It's not just a question of having problems in defence. But in 2014, all of our games have turned out perfectly, and it's down to the hard work of everyone that we have this record of 7 consecutive games without conceding a goal.
Carlo Ancelotti speaking in the press room of the Santiago Bernabeu after that victory over Granada then. It was 0-0, of course, at half-time. Carlo didn't seem particularly, well, happy with how the first half went. There were some things which he wasn't pleased with.
Yeah, and he was talking about the failure to recover possession higher up the pitch and the slight lack of intensity about Madrid. I felt that the first half was one of those halves that, had Madrid scored, it might have been a bit different, because I think then maybe Granada would have been forced to open up and Madrid would have been encouraged forward a little bit. But it was one of those halves, and we see quite a few of them when teams are very defensive, that just kind of drifted away. And it wasn't that it was awful, it was that it was nothingness. It just kind of almost as if it didn't happen. A couple of nice moments, the brilliant overhead kick from Cristiano Ronaldo, a couple of other minor chances. But there was, I felt, a lack of a lack of fluency and a lack of intensity about the way Madrid played. But then the truth is, at half-time, we all, most of us, I think, saw each other at half-time. It was very much a case of we all knew that the goal would come eventually.
Yeah, but what happened? What is the difference between this Real Madrid and Real Madrid in a recent past? In the recent past, this same Real Madrid would have lost after the first 45 minutes. Real Madrid would have to come back, would have to do a remontada, would have to suffer, would have to lose energy to come back. It's the Real Madrid of Carlo Ancelotti. When it doesn't work, Real Madrid does not receive any goal. And it's easier to win the game. That's why, okay, we can let those players not doing well the job during 45 minutes because we know they are keeping a clean sheet and they are able to recover more energy, more motivation, and to win easily, to tell the truth. In the stadium, in front of the TV, was there any single fan of Real Madrid who were worried about it, saying, wow, what happened, we're going to lose 2 points today? No.
Well, I don't think Diego Lopez had a save to make.
Yeah, it's part of what we're saying about it is a tough routine they have to manage a big calendar with a lot of games coming up. So they're able to manage the games. Even sometimes within a game, they're not going at 100%, but all the time you're thinking they're really well in control of this game. At halftime, Granada had maybe some of the ball in the first half. They moved the ball around a lot in midfield and passed it back and forward. And maybe Ancelotti was saying he would have preferred his guys to get in and win the ball back. But there was never a feeling that those spells of possession were really going to danger or have any danger for the Madrid goal. When Madrid then picked it up in the second half, it didn't take them too long to get ahead in the game and to press on and get the second goal and do it. All the time, all the way through, they were in control, they kept their shape, they didn't give up any chances. And I think the way Ancelotti has talked about balance so much over recent weeks and months, that's what balance is. That's to be able to control the game, always be happy in defence, always be happy in midfield, and always be happy up front. And that's how it played out on Saturday, I think.
It's an interesting point that Freddie raised. That you remember last season, they were conceding the first goal.
Yeah,
Real Madrid,
all the time. Not all the time, but in a lot of games. And at least you pay this at the end of the season because all the minutes you have to play with more intensity during one match day, another match of Cup, another match day, another Champions League match. When you arrive in April, you know, these minutes of stress, of energy you have to give more, you pay cash and you lose. The details can. When I talked last week with Cristiano Ronaldo, he said something very important. He said the little details are making the big difference. Then the little details that okay, Real Madrid did not play very well in the first part, but don't have to do a comeback. You know, at the end of the season, we'll see a fresher Real Madrid in the big moments because we don't lose energy in those specific moments.
Possession.
I
think this is the biggest difference between Real Madrid now with Ancelotti and Real Madrid with Mourinho, is that this is a side that's getting maybe, on average, I would say 7 or 8% more possession every single game. And that possession isn't necessary. I mean, sometimes I think we wrongly package this. When we talk about possession, we talk about it as being what you do to be creative. It's also what you do to protect yourself.
Exactly.
It's also what you do to control the pace of the game, to control the level of intensity, and to basically say, right, well, if we keep the ball, we may not necessarily play particularly well, but we're not going to be put under pressure. The other thing it's worth pointing out, in this game at least, maybe other games are different, but in this game at least, it was also partly a product of Granada's approach. And listening to Alcaraz after the game, and he really was clutching at straws, but he made it very clear that his aim was simply get as far through the game as we can with no goals, and then who knows. Yeah, and so to some extent they played into Madrid's hands, because if Madrid always had a chance to come back, it was partly because Granada never gave them anything to come back from.
OK, let's hear then from the man who really enjoyed his special day at the Santiago Bernabeu. Cristiano Ronaldo presented the Ballon d'Or to the supporters before the game. He scored a very good goal during the game, and after the game, he spoke to Rhiannon Jones.
Cristiano, a game you won't be forgetting in a hurry. You presented the Ballon d'Or to your fans, you scored a goal, and you helped Real Madrid to the top of the table.
Well, it was an amazing day, especially for me, to represent to the stadium, to my supporters, my fans, Real Madrid fans, the Golden Ball. It was an amazing evening. You know, they support me during the year. They support the team all the time. So it was a fantastic evening, and we win. So it was a special day. We're on the top of the league. We're gonna sleep better tonight. Let's see if the other two rivals drop points tomorrow, but we do it the best. We win, so we are in a good role, and we are confident for the next games, for Tuesday, the Cup, and it was an amazing day for us. I'm very, very pleased for that.
Cristiano Ronaldo speaking to Real Madrid TV's Rhiannon Jones after the game. As he said, he won't be forgetting that day in a while. Very special day.
No, it has been a fantastic week or fantastic 2 weeks for Cristiano Ronaldo, because it's so important for him. It was so important for him to receive the Ballon d'Or, to show that everybody in the world said, okay, man, you're the best player of the world. And he feels like this. I think he has no more stress inside of him, and he's playing with all liberty. That's why he tried to do I do say in English, I don't know the name.
Bicycle kick.
The bicycle. He tried, it's fantastic. He tried to do it because now he feel relieved. And this is the most important news for Real Madrid, to have Cristiano Ronaldo happy, and a little bit happy.
It was really interesting reading Fred's piece in his interview with Cristiano there last week, when he talked about how maybe just leading up to the Ballon d'Or award, it did get to him a little bit.
Yeah, you recognise
the pressure that was on it, that it would get to anybody. For months and months and months, everybody's talking about he's going to win it. He's not. They changed the date of the vote. Other players were complaining. Ribery was complaining. There's a little bit of a feeling that, well, we all felt around here, I think, that he was definitely going to win it, but he himself, it was playing on his mind a little bit. Even his mother, he was saying in the interview, was asking him about, are you going to win, Cristiano?
Yeah.
Are you going to win? So when that's kind of happening to you, it's understandable that afterwards then you'll feel this release, you'll be more relaxed, you'll be happier about yourself, and we're seeing that on the pitch. Those bicycle kicks are amazing, and I think the goal he got was a different goal maybe than we see sometimes with him, because he scored in a tight space and he got his feet around and put it away. So he's adding things to his game all the time. Now he's more relaxed, he's more confident, and as Ancelotti said a few weeks ago, he's just getting better and better.
And he's not obsessed by the goal. So I think, in my opinion, it's very important. He likes to score goals, but he's not obsessed by the Pichichi. He will be the top scorer of this league, I'm sure about it. But it's not an obsession. If somebody can score, he will give the ball before. And this is a big chance, respect to Cristiano Ronaldo, like 2 or 3 years ago. I think everybody he recognizes it. Himself recognizes. And this is the best period of Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's a good thing. It is with the Real Madrid shirt.
Absolutely, Ronaldo continuing his stunning form this season. Right, that's all we've got time for on this edition of Extra Time. Do keep sending us your tweets using that hashtag ExtraTimeRM. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the official Real Madrid YouTube channel. Until the next time, it's adios.